Hello, this is part two of our walkthrough and guide for Ovid's Ars Amatoria, Ovid with Love by Murgatroyd. And here, this is line 24, verse 24 according to Murgatroyd, verse 40 in the standard editions of Ovid. Haecer ad missa meta pramenda rota. All right. Let us start by isolating the main verb. There is only one verb in this sentence. How do I say that when both premenda and erit are verbal? Remember they form a single predication. That premenda, the gerundive, goes together with the form of the verb to be and forms a single unit, a single predication. So premenda, erit. Something must be pressed. The subject must be pressed, must be scratched, must be rubbed. All right, very good. Except that erit is future, so must be, what's the future of must be? Will need to be, will have to be. So something will have to be premended, rubbed. All right, we move along then. Look for our subject, and we have identified a nominative. In fact, two of them. Meta is nominative, haik is nominative. Haik is a adjective / pronoun, and meta the noun, so the noun will take a higher place in the dependency than the pronoun / adjective. So meta obviously is our subject. Haik, agreeing with it in gender number case, modifies it as an attributive. Remember the three functions of an adjective in Latin: attributive, predicative, substantive. Haec meta, this turning point, this turning post in the race course. So this turning post will have to be rubbed, have to be touched, have to be scraped. And then we have rota, the remaining noun in our configuration, and it is ablative. And so we think to ourselves, what's the usual function of an ablative without a preposition? Means or instrument is a pretty good bet. And we say to ourselves, okay, this turning point will have to be pressed by the wheel. It have to be touched by the wheel. That makes sense because the idea is on an oval, the turning points marking the inside curves, let's say. The best route the minimum route you can take, let's say, is to touch the wheel on the turning point at each location that is established. All right, and then what about admissa? Admissa is a perfect participle from admitto, and admitto, as the book points out, the vocabulary, means to admit. But then it adds these kind of specialized racing meanings, as we've discussed. Give rein to, in other words, allow the animals to have more rein, and then allow to speed, and therefore sped. We might say the sped wheel must be touched by the sped wheel, but we don't really use sped in that way anymore. We would say something like speeding, fast or something. If you read archaic English, you'll find sped in this sense, I believe, as something that's moving fast. A sped arrow might be an arrow that's been given speed and therefore is rushing, is speeding. All right, so there, admissa, of course, agrees in gender number case with rota as a participle. It is part verb and part adjective, and here it's taking its function primarily as an adjective, I think we can say. So it just specifies that the wheels are moving. It adds this characteristic to them. So the whole thing then is as you see, and can be translated, this turning point will need to be brushed, will need to be pressed by the sped wheel, by the speeding wheel. All right, that's all we have. Make sure you bring your questions to class, and we will discuss any outstanding details. Thank you for tuning in.